Philip Parker, Andrew Rich, Jonathan Zorlin, Jessica Shelton. Those are the 4 drivers who have won the Daytona 500 in NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series history. Today, 3 of those 4 names have the chance at winning this race again. Or we could see another driver win. Welcome to the Daytona 500 and the first race of the 2021 season as we start another journey, a newer journey, with a new playoff format. And joining me along the way is my man, Vince Freeze. But first, to the starting lineup. On the pole is Stephen Colon. For the first time, a Chevrolet is on pole for the Daytona 500. And to his outside is last year's pole sitter, Dylan Young.
Row 2, we got Christian Vargas, a rookie. We saw him in the truck race, while Will Parrish also in the truck race last night on row 2.
Wrong starting lineup, Vince.
Hey, well, I got the wrong document.
Colt Hudson and Allison Rain in row 2. You might want to scroll down in that doc. I think it's at the bottom. Row 3, we've got Alex Ferranti and Jessica Shelton. Row 4 is Christian Vargas and Trey Smith. Row 5, Sebastian Kukulon and Ace Rogers. Vince, you think you got the document open there?
Yeah, let's go. Row 6. I got row 6. It's Scott Roush on the inside, and Andrew Rich on the outside, former Daytona 500 winner.
Row 7, Adam Flickinger and William Brock.
Row 8, Matthew Rodriguez, rookie, and Lane Sanders.
Row 9, we've got Alexander Rowe and defending champion Samet Oskin.
Row 10, road course 8, Seth Cole, and newcomer rookie Foster Henderson.
In row 11, we've got Osmain Hamid and Kara Bell.
Row 12, Peter Onjak, Will Parrish, rookie.
Row 13 is last night's Jerky Pro winner Laura Chung and the 34 driven by Logan Williams.
Row 14, Zachary Fitzwater and Derek Hamill, also last night's truck race.
Row 15, we've got Cole Deaver and Quinton Moore.
Row 16, Edwin Justice and Levi McIntyre.
Row 17, we've got Sam Young, who went for a barrel roll last night, and the 17 driven by Jesse Turner, who finished 2020 off with the biggest hot streak in recent memory.
Row 18, Nate Rogers and Keith Rich.
Keith Rich, your 2020 Jerky Pro Truck champion. Row 19, we've got 2019 Daytona 500 winner Jonathan Zorlin and Charles Sanford.
20, rookie Sam Dyer and Amanda Evans.
And finishing out the running order in the final row is Daniel Bouchard and Nico Tringali. 50 laps of action on the 3X compound. And with the starting grid, not our first time making a blunder and not our last time making a blunder. As it is, we are all human beings and we all make mistakes from time to time. And me, of course, I like to trip on my own tongue when talking really fast when things get heated up. Want to touch on this story really quickly of Jessica Shelton, defending Daytona 500 winner. Had a great shot to win in 2018, ran out of gas coming to the final stop. 2019, she finished runner-up in a photo finish. It's come full circle for her last year. Can she get the win today? Again, as here's a command.
Say it with me. Drivers, start your engines.
Vince, it's time to start 2021. We've got 42 drivers in the field, but we also had 8 drivers miss the race. And you know, when you look at the 8 drivers that missed the race, there are some decent sized names here. Diego Yepes making a return to the Digital Storm Cup Series, driving for Chip Ganassi, missing out. Zach Flickinger, 3-year veteran, missing out. He skipped 2020 season. James Ellison, Jerky Pro driver, trying to make his first start, not going to be here in the 500. 2019 Jerky Pro Truck champ Logan York failed to make it. So did RJ Bishop, Landon Smith Jr. Last year's Dodge Motordrome winner Priya McShane and the Double Zero driven by Kev Shear all failing to make the first race of the season. As is new with the Digital Storm Cup Series, we will have at least 8 drivers missing every race this season. For the first 5 races of the season, we're going off owner points from last year. After that 5th race, we will start using this year's points. So being top 30 in the points will lock you into a race. Anything lower than that, and you're going to have to go through go or go home qualifying. We've also got a new points format that we didn't get to go over last night. 60 points if you win, 55 second, 51 third, 48, 45 to top 5, 42, 40, 38, 36, 34 to top 10, 32 for 11th, and a point down all the way to 42nd. The playoff format, again, Vince, really quickly, right? Top 10 in points, or 11th to 25th with a win after 25 races. The pace car is down pit road. We are going green in 2020-21. As I said, 2020 twice. Green flag is out. We're underway with another blunder. Almost forgot to mention first race on the 3X package. Expect pit stop window to be 15 to 17 laps. So we should see 3 stops on the race today.
They come down the back straight away. Stephen Cologne leads us into the first turn.
As we mentioned in the Jerky Pro race, the Jerky Pro trucks got up to speed going into turn 3, but the Digital Storm Cup Series cars take a little bit longer than that, Vince. They take about a lap and a half, I'd say.
Is Christian Vargas and Roush. We saw Vargas in his duels not get the best of starts. To hear the roar of the engines, and Vargas edges out Cologne for lap 1.
And as we mentioned in the Jerky Pro race, leading laps no longer grants you bonus points, so it doesn't really matter. The only lap you want to lead is that last lap, as it's a 5-point difference from winning the race to 2nd place.
On in this race, just like the truck race, 3 distinct lines. Scott Roush, William Brock at the bottom, Christian Vargas falling back, and Cologne are both that are way on the outside.
You know, we mentioned some of the drivers, had to race their way in through the duels. Now, the drivers that got in on time were Dyer, Evans, Bouchard, and Tringali. They started at the very back, and you can see Evans already kind of just trying to be safe maybe here, as they're already 4 wide in the middle of the pack, Vince. Oh, and they're already around.
Oh,
Andrew
boy.
Rich up and over. Huge crash to start off the 2021 season. We'll be racing it back to the start-finish line. Edwin Justice, Laura Chung, our Jerky Pro winner, damaged and on pit road. Cara Bell is destroyed. I am surprised to say that Andrew Rich is driving this car after being in the air. Logan Williams with heavy damage. It looks like Amanda Evans has some damage. The 4 of Lane Sanders with heavy back end damage. Jonathan Zorlin might have been involved in this. Nate Rogers, Fitzy, it looks like Will Parrish in the 11 has damage. Derek Hamill. And that is Samuel Dyer in the 73, as the 71 of Matthew Rodriguez leads it at the start-finish line. And can we avoid a checkup here, Vince?
So far looks good. Trying to avoid what happened last night in the truck race. Everyone's minding their P's and Q's.
Sam Young in 21st place appears to be the first clean car. Some of these guys back here might have hit the brakes in time. Let's see. We got Sam Dyer, Derek Hamill, Jesse Turner, Daniel Bouchard, Nico Tringali, Will Parrish, Fitzwater Sr., Nate Rogers, Quentin Moore, Keith Rich, Sorlin, Sanford, McIntyre, Onjack, Lane Sanders, and Amanda Evans. You see Logan Williams and Andrew Rich. Not going to get another 500 this year, Vince. That car is demolished.
What a great effort to drive it almost upside or maybe upside down and back to the back of the pack here. Now the strategy comes into play. If you pit now, You could make it on 2 stops if the field window was 15 laps. Everybody coming down that route on back.
And I think that's the plan here, Vince. You know, it is 3X, but the Cup cars don't burn as much fuel as the trucks do, so I feel like they can make it on 2 stops from here. But the other question will be is, do we have another crash, another caution to switch things up? So everybody's on pit road for the first time of the season, and we're going to take a look at the replay for the first time on the year. Taking a look at the replay, and man, these 2 teammates were 4 wide for a long time. Carabel, Laura Chung, 4 wide in the middle. They got, I believe that's Cole Deaver to their inside. And it looks like they got this settled. They're practically even, but right here, Chung's going to just get to the inside of Lane Sanders. Carabel makes contact. Up they go. Down they go. And Logan Williams is the first one to get hit. And then, straight up the track into Andrew Rich. Bell's going to flip over on her roof. Andrew Rich up in the air. And it is on from here. Nate Rogers gets spun. Andrew Rich was on top of somebody's car. I believe that was Laura Chung. This Carabel's actually the one upside down. You see Edwin Justice with catastrophic damage. Oh, man, what a wreck to start off the race, Vince.
I gone wrong, and Carabel and Andrew Rich take incredible rides.
Let's go for some onboards. On board with 2018 Daytona 500 winner Andrew Rich. Oh, he never really flipped there, Vince. He just went a little in the air. And then he was able to drive this thing back to pit road. That's crazy. On board with Carabel. And the freeze flip counter is at 4. Getting ready to go back racing. We'll have 7 laps complete, 43 to go. Out of the race, Edwin Justice, Laura Chung, Carabel, Andrew Rich, your 2018 Daytona 500 winner, and Lane Sanders driving the car that won the 2017 Daytona 500. All of those guys are done. Logan Williams, I'm shocked to say, will be continuing, as is Will Parrish, Nate Rogers, and Cole Deaver. Those are the 4 cars we saw spend the most time on pit road, as well as Derek Hamill. All those 5 cars spent the most time fixing damage on pit road. Everybody else should be mostly up to speed, but we'll see for sure here when we go back racing. Top 10 rundown. Alexander Rowe in the lead. Foster Henderson second. Alex Ferranti third. Matthew Rodriguez in fourth. Stephen Colon, your pole sitter, in 5th. So both of the Evernham Petty cars in the top 5. Colt Hudson 6th. Samet Oskin, our defending champ, 7th. 2-time champ Allison Rain in 8th. Plus that's Rain won one of the dual races. Man, that is hard to say. Trey Smith and Scott Roush, the top 10. As our dual winners, just for remind myself, were Colt Hudson and Allison Rain. So we've got both of our dual winners in the top 10, Vince. You know, they're looking strong so far. Pace car's got to jump to pit road. We think these guys can make it on 2 more stops. But, you know, strategy is a crazy game to play. And we are back racing in 2021 Daytona 500.
Rowe with a nice start. Henderson in line. Ferranti, but here comes Matt Rudd looking for 3rd.
Already seeing some double file. Henderson and Matt Rod, the first ones to peek out of line. And Henderson will take the lead. It takes a while to get up to speed, as we mentioned, and draft, you know, is going to be huge here. So look at them streaming it down the back straightaway, Vince.
Yeah, they're all getting up to speed, though. One thing to note for a late race restart, Henderson and Rowe. Henderson got by Rowe. Rowe slid in front of, or got behind Henderson. That could be a coordinated move down the road. But right now, it's Foster Henderson. We saw in the dual race, man, he was fast. He's carrying that over.
And he will lead the first lap on the restart. I noticed Logan Williams was trailing at the back of the field, and he is only going about a $1.73. That is going to spell disaster in the future. And, you know, lap car shenanigans will separate the pack pretty easily here. You can see Will Parrish also only going a $1.81. Hamill, Nate Rogers, and Deaver, as we expected, are also down on power. It looks like Deaver's got the least amount of damage out of these three. But no Daytona 500 win for any of these drivers here today. It looks like Fitzwater's also got some form of aerodynamic damage that's going to hurt him today. So we see Onjack, McIntyre, Adam Flickinger at the tail of this pack. I mean, I think they're still trying to get up to speed here, but we'll see for sure if they can still go. It looks like Adam definitely has door damage on the right side, so I'm not sure how up to speed he will be. But Onjack will pass him. Onjack's car looks clean, so I think Turner might have some back-end damage there, I think. You know, former teammates right here, Onjack and Turner from last season. But mostly stream filing. Yeah, Onjack can see it. He's going to try and make a move here on the 17. And I believe that will give us a 29-car pack of up-to-speed drivers. There might be some more here straggling at the back as we are 3 wide at the front. And Allison Rain going for the race lead, coming to lap 11.
Cameras there if that was the finish. Rain by 0.01 lost out on a row, but Rain will take the lead at turn 1.
You've got two of our Digital Storm Cup Series champs, the two-time champ, Allison Rain, 2018-2019 champ, Oskin, the 2020 champ. Caleb Hoffman drove the 14 car for a few seasons. He was the 2017 champ in the 22 car. So, you know, you've got all the championship-winning cars up front right here. Well, the 14's not a championship-winning car, but a championship-winning driver drove it at one point. So, very cool to see here coming into the 5th season in Digital Storm Cup, as it looks like Shelton and McIntyre will keep up. And Vargas, Onjack, Turner will be losing out there in the draft. And I think that's more so Onjack is up to speed, but he is just stuck passing those guys by himself. As compared to Jerky Pro Vince, we're down about 10 miles an hour.
Per hour, but the runs are about equal. And we also see some guys and gals from the first 2 duels, right? We saw Rouch up there at the end, Ferranti up there at the end, Rain and her duel. We've got a lot of people here that have got the experience in dual racing and to know how to make a last lap move as they're squirming back there. Sam Young, who flipped in one of his duels up in this pack. It's going to be intense as we also have field strategy to come along the way. As Rain, Bro, Oskin all leaning on each other at the line.
And we predict that the next pit window will be around lap 20. You see Osmain Hamid, Nico Tringali, Kukulon, Scott Roush. Those are the first 5 on the bottom. Behind Oskin is Henderson, Ferranti, Brock, and Sam Young. And then behind Alexander Rowe, we've got Trey Smith, Matthew Rodriguez, Stephen Colon, our pole sitter, and Colt Hudson. So the top is starting to get coordinated, Vince. They're starting to get runs on the middle and the bottom groove.
Rain's got to be careful.
Oh, Hamid's making a peek 4 wide. Contact between Rain and Oskin.
And intense. Can they separate? Yep, they do. Good work. Veteran move.
Rain got a little bit more of a run there because she got pushed up, and she was able to lean on Oskin there and get back down on the bottom. And I think, Vince, I think if these drivers can catch Logan Williams before they go 4 wide again, we will see this race go green to the finish. That's my prediction.
Might be this lap here. Depends what Hamid does. We saw Lane Sanders in Duel 2, if you remember last week, or on Thursday. He brought out a group of Toyotas to the front, but the inside could never get through. As will Hamid peak here?
Hamid's doing it again. I don't know if doing it a second time is a smart decision. Rain and Oskin are leaning doors again. Can Rain get down again? Yes, she can. And I think they're going to catch Williams this lap. Hamid needs to take a chill pill. You know, I know he's a rookie and he wants the lead, but he has got to be careful here. You could wreck the whole field with a move like that. And now the middle is checking up. Ferranti has checked up as Henderson has jumped to the top. And that could be in preparation for the catch of Logan Williams. It's going to be this lap. He is about 6 seconds off pace. Here we go. Into turn 3. It's going to happen right in the middle. Yep, and there it is. The middle line got messed up the most. And you see Henderson jump to the top because of that. And Levi McIntyre is actually going to pull down pit road here on lap 15.
That's an interesting move right there. Kukulon absolutely furious over the radio as Brock will now get held up.
Sorlin's on the bottom too. That's going to hurt him. Everybody on the top is getting by fast. Now the middle gets held up tremendously, but that really split up the pack. Jessica Shelton was there at the back. She's going to move to the bottom. Dylan Young getting held up. Looks like Young, Quinton Moore, and Amanda Evans will be hurt the most. But that'll be the first time they catch the 34 car today. It won't be the last time, that's for sure. And now Rain leading, but it looks like, here we go, pit stops earlier than expected, Vince. Coming to lap 16, Rain will lead in the first group. Oskin is going to dive it in there at the end. Oh, and Dylan Young just got spun out.
Is that a caution?
That is not a caution. It is on the access road. Oh, and Deaver's going to nail him.
Watch out. There, boy. Dylan Young. Tough break there. Devers, well, tough break. Watch out. There we go.
And Dylan Young got run over. We'll have to take a look at that later. Looks like Vargas has already been down the pit road, as has some others. But Henderson leading now. Big gap over Ferranti. But I think that was the spread effect, you know, because of Logan Williams being caught. You know, Dylan Young either got run over or he ran into somebody. And it looks like Bouchard will elect to stay out a lap here.
12 laps, the fuel window from that last restart, 13 for Bouchard's case. That's interesting. We might still see 2 more. Maybe someone will try to stretch it on 1, but it's highly unlikely.
I think it was about 13 to 15 there. Yeah, Vince. As Dylan Young is still on pit road fixing damage. So tough break for my prediction to win the championship. But we saw Logan York have a bad time at Daytona in 2019 and Jerky Pro, and he went on to win the championship. So a tough break for Dylan Young. And again, we will see what exactly happened to him later in the race. Alexander Rowe leads the first group. Henderson coming out of pit road now. As it's Rowe and Hamid, 1-2 on the track. They will get by at least Ferranti. As Allison Rain looks like she will be in this main pack too. So not only did we have pit stops break up the field, Vince, Logan Williams broke up the field for us first, as Hamid will make a daring move there for the lead, right as they were catching Henderson off of pit road.
One thing to note for later on the race. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. One thing to note, though, later on the race, we saw last night the truck race, Bouchard pit road exiting, right? That'll be key. But they should all be spread out. We should be fine, but you never know. There's a distinct 2 or 3 packs here.
Bouchard well behind. Parrish is another one of the slow cars as Henderson's trying to pass him. So right now a 3-car group between Rowe, Hamid, and Rain. And there's Dylan Young. Now down a lap in 37th place. Not the way he wanted his year to go. But we suspect Young will have better luck on the non-super speedway tracks. And he is known to be do pretty well at Atlanta. We go to Sebring next week. Jerky Pro is off for the next 2 Digital Storm races as we go to Sebring and then Las Vegas. So we could expect Dylan Young to perform better at Vegas as he tends to do good on the intermediates. Just 1 career window to his name as we have a caution.
Changes everything.
Oh, and it is down in the tri-oval again. Oh, and it is looking kind of huge. Stephen Colon, Jonathan Zorlin involved, Amanda Evans. Colt Hudson's in it. Ace Rogers, Quinton Moore are destroyed. Now that'll prevent... Oh, Dylan Young might go 2 laps down here. Can he get to the start-finish line in time? Allison Rain will take the lead. Ooh, it's going to be close.
Got a block.
Oh, he's going to go 2 down. Allison Rain was like, you are not blocking me here. Now, these guys already hit the line, so they're sorting this out. Colt Hudson, though, Cologne, man, heavy damage and a tough break for more drivers. Not really sure what caused that. We'll have to take a look. I'm kind of surprised we had another caution, Vince, after pit stops and everything, but
The only thing I can think of is the slow cars, right? And it could be a case of some slow car went from top to bottom and boom into the outside wall. But we'll check the replay to get confirmation. As Allison Rain seems to have carried that speed over from the duels in the daytime as well. This Daytona 500 lead just under the second caution.
we'll see who's going to pit here, because they all just came down pit road 3 to 5 laps ago. And based on our math, if they pit here, they should be able to make it on one more stop.
Is it worth it? Now, we don't think we're going to see what happened last night with the truck race. If they don't pit here, they'll run out of fuel. But it could be a extra insurance. It looks like they are.
Dylan Young is 2 laps down. I believe he will have to wait a lap. Same with Will Parrish.
No, it looks like everybody. Oh, stack up back there.
Well, I think Hamid is following the rule of you got to stay behind the car until you get to the pit entrance, and so he had to wait. He could not pass Dylan Young, and those guys could not pass Will Parrish. But everybody will come in except for the lap cars. I believe Onjak is a lap down, yeah. Yes, he is. Peter is a lap down, so we'll take a look at the second caution flag on the day, and we will be back for the restart. Before we get to our second caution flag of the race, let's take a look at what happened to Dylan Young coming on the pit road, and it looks like Onjak was just so far behind. He had no idea everybody was coming into pit road, and he is just going to... Oh, he could have turned left or right, but he just clobbers Dylan Young instead. That gave Onjak a ton of front-end damage and Dylan Young a ton of back-end damage. And it's not over yet for Dylan Young, Vince, right? We got more cars coming in the pit road here.
It's going to get turned around here, as you can see. And we're going to see a car coming in the form of Cole Deaver. Same thing with Onjak. Can't stop. And bang, right there.
And just a tough break to Dylan Young's day. Let's show you the second caution flag. Taking a look at what brought out the second caution flag of the day, it's going to start with Colt Hudson and Samuel Dyer being in the middle, 4 wide. Kukulon on the bottom, Cologne on the top. And right about here, Hudson's getting a run, but they're still making contact. Oh, and then right there, Dyer's car gets turned to the right. Cologne nowhere to go. Amanda Evans. William Brock gets a piece. Jessica Shelton, I think, manages to keep her car clean. Yeah, she does. She gets on the brakes, drops it to the bottom, and just misses this. Ace Rogers can't see anything in the smoke. He gets into Hudson. That gets him out of shape. Scott Roush is going to get a piece of 2 cars. And then Quentin Moore and Jonathan Zorlin have nowhere to go.
Break for all those cars. You see Cologne hit Zorlin.
You see Bouchard, Keith Rich, Nate Rogers all making it through this. The accident's done and over with. No one else hits them. Let's take it on board with the Digital Storm Dodge of Ace Rogers. On board with Ace Rogers. A tough lick to end his day. Getting ready to go back racing out of the race. Quentin Moore, Ace Rogers with those hard hits. Cole Deaver, Jonathan Zorlin, and Stephen Cologne. Dylan Young, 2 down. Logan Williams, 1 down. Will Parrish, Peter Onjak, 1 down. We know that Parrish and Logan Williams are very slow. Not sure how bad Dylan Young's damage is quite yet. Vince, I don't think we ever made picks for winners, so I know it's kind of bad to make a pick midway through the race, but Osman Hamid has just been aggressive and up front, and I think he's going to win this race. But, it's still 26 laps to go. But tell me what you think as we go through the top 10 here.
Last week I said Brock in the dual race. I think Brock still has a shot. I think he seems to be working. I guess another one to watch out for is Ferranti and Kukulum. We know that dual one battle at the end. That was clutch. Good for the fans. But let's see. We got lappers on the bottom. How fast will these lappers move? And how fast can these guys react? If we go back to green, I'm me here at the 2021 Daytona 500.
And rookies 1-2, McIntyre third, Ferranti, Kukulon, Oskin, Seth Cole, Rain, Brock, and Charles Sanford the top 10. And Henderson, just like the last restart where he restarted second, was going to go right to the inside and try and take the lead.
Going on Oskin behind Seth Cole, the road course ace. He's coming into the picture. And there's the pack separation back there.
And, we haven't talked about the all-time wins list at all, Vince. We didn't talk about the Jerky Pro one, but coming into this race, Andrew Rich, 12 career wins, all-time leader. Seth Cole with 10. Rain and Sorlin with 8. Cole Deaver with 5. Those are the top drivers left in the field after Alex Gray has left the series. And Kukulon, who's got 2 career wins, is going to lead the first lap after the restart. And you can just see that those lap cars have really branched out this field, Vince. And I said it before after the first pit stop, but I believe it now even more. There's no way we're going to get another caution. As you see damage on the back of the 14. You see how Will Parrish is holding these drivers up. Dylan Young. Dylan Young seems to be just as slow as Logan Williams. As Adam Flickinger has gotten rid of the front end. And Peter Onjak is actually very, very down on power too now. So we have a ton of super slow cars, Vince. This is going to be crazy to say the least. Dylan Young, Logan Williams, Peter Onjak. Onjak is even slower than the 34.
A good spotter. That's what it's going to come down to, right? How good your spotter will be, especially at the front of the pack. Oscar now to the lead. Ferranti second, Cole third. This is going to be tough, man. We know pit stops. We still got some pit stops to go. Maybe the money stops. It's getting good with about 10 to 12 car pack at the front.
Colt Hudson is also down on speed. There are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cars right here that are really slow. Plus Parrish is 6. And I believe everybody else is mostly up to speed. I know Hamill's got some decent damage. We know Turner has some damage. Nate Rogers included. But with all those lap car shenanigans, it has left, I believe, 13 cars at the front. And Allison Rain seems to be having some problems keeping up. I'm not sure if she got hit on pit road, because she is not keeping up at all, Vince.
Brock and Norris, I believe that's Vargas, or I believe it's Vargas. Yeah, none of those guys have kept up, and gals. This might be an 8-car dice for the win. We'll see.
Let's see who we got up here. We got Foster Henderson, Osman Hamid, Charles Sanford, Levi McIntyre, Ferranti, Tringali, Kugelon, Seth Cole, Oskin. So we've got 2 rookies and a bunch of veterans. And the only veteran up here who hasn't won is Alex Ferranti.
Sam Young back there. Can he somehow come back? He got around Rowe, who had the damage. Maybe he might play a factor. He's getting closer.
Let's talk about some stories here. Tringali had a breakout year in 2019, won 3 races, made the Final 4 last year, no wins, but was super consistent at Red Bull. Could he get the first win at his new team? Oskin, he is a champion, but he only won the 1 race last year, and he's only got 2 career wins total. Seth Cole, of course, we mentioned with 10 career wins. Kukulon with 2. Levi McIntyre's got a Bristol Dirt win from 2019. Charles Sanford hasn't won since Texas in 2018. He's only got 2 career wins to his name. And it would be something for S3 to go back-to-back in the 500. Shelton drives for them too. She won last year. And then, Ferranti, of course, has not won a race ever. You mentioned Sam Young has pulled up close. Now, Sam Young has never won a Jerky Pro race, so it would be quite crazy for him to win a Digital Storm race first. But it looks like Allison Rain got hit on pit road or something because she has lost the draft, and that is just a shame because she had a fast Evans Gardner number 51 Chevrolet. You just see this big pack back here that got split up from the lap cars. It includes Matthew Rodriguez, Keith Rich, Trey Smith, Nate Rogers, Christian Vargas, Daniel Bouchard, Jessica Shelton, Jesse Turner, and William Brock. I mean, if we somehow get another caution or, lap cars really hold up this front pack, they could come back into this thing. I feel like we have about 20 cars who could win this race, Vince, but right now it's stuck to this this top 10 as Rowe is starting to fade too there in 11th.
Speaking of those lap cars, how close will they come? They're definitely getting closer. Yeah, oh wow.
Onjack's top speed is 169, 170. Williams actually holding in draft here with Dylan Young and Adam Flickinger, but that is going to be a tough pack to traverse. And you got Parrish, Hudson, and Dyer going about $186 in draft. Hamill, Evans, Fitzwater, Scott Roush by himself, and it looks like Brock is about to lose this pack here. As you know, it looks like Matt Rod, Trey Smith, and Nate Rogers single file are going pretty fast as Levi McIntyre has lost the draft. So drivers are having issues keeping up in draft here, Vince.
Yeah, something's wrong with McIntyre terminal. He might be down a cylinder or something because the road just got around him. And now what do? We know with the Penske. Penske's up there. Got Young and Oskin. Here we go. Peter Onjack. They're right on the cue.
Oh, and they're pitting. They're going to pit. Pitting on lap 32. I don't think anybody's safe. Oh, Sam Young just got run over into the grass. That's going to hurt his chances of winning this race. Oh, and I think Kukulon is out of gas. Kukulon was trying to pit and ran out of gas. The same thing that happened to Jessica Shelton in 2018 has happened to Sebastian Kukulon.
The shenanigans at Daytona. It's been a theme all weekend, and it seems to be continuing. Who's still out there? Oskin? Henderson made it back.
Oh, Tringali was sputtering coming to pit road. It looks like Matt Rod and Shelton will stay out. Not sure if that was the desired plan. Kukulon running out of gas here might bring out a caution. As Seth Cole will lead the first group of guys who pit. So we are still green flag racing here on the racetrack. It looks like Kukulon will coast his way back. There's Matthew Rodriguez and Jessica Shelton. Now, if they can make it here, I mean, they might borderline be able to make it on fuel, Vince.
If we have a fuel mileage race, it's not over. But right now, they got to come in now. There's no way. Oh, that's going to be
Nate Rogers. Nate Rogers is not going to hurt him too bad, as Matt Rod and Shelton will be the last on the lead lap to pit. And there's Oskin coming out of pit road. Sam Young really having to fix that damage. But it's Oskin and Seth Cole looking like the provisional 1-2. Charles Sanford in draft there with Hamid. But, you know, there's still so many lap cars now to traverse, Vince.
This race is definitely turned upside down. This is like old school plate racing now. You're going to see a lot of separate packs, maybe 1 or 2 car packs. Like Oskin, Hamid, and Sanford, they may be the biggest pack right now. There's Shelton.
There's Shelton and Matt Rod now. They're not going to be in this main group, but if they can make it from here and these other guys can't, that is going to get them this win. As Kukulon, we saw, ran out of gas. He made it back to pit road. He's back on track now, but a lap down. So a lap down car going to come into play here maybe. As Seth Cole leads, Charles Sanford's the first one in chase. And now it's just a 4-car group. Oskin, Hamid, Sanford, Seth Cole, the top 4 here at Daytona, Vince.
We'll find out later. But right now, what do these 4 want to do? Stay single file and break away. That's the best. Keep it to yourself. Don't make a move like Sanford's doing, but okay.
We've got two Chevys, a Ford and a Dodge up here at the front of the field. It's a 3-second gap back to 5th place. As you see, Hamid had a run trying to find the way around. Sanford can't quite do it, and
Oh boy.
lap cars galore coming up. And that could really help the second group. It's led by a lap car of Kukulon, but you've got Ferranti, Tringali, Henderson, Keith Rich, and Trey Smith all on the lead lap. There's Matthew Rodriguez in 10th and Jessica Shelton in 11th. As Bouchard's getting a run on the 0-2, he's in 12th. Seth Cole will fall from 1st to 4th, as Charles Sanford will lead him upon the lap cars. Flickinger and Williams side by side.
Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go.
Oh, and Charles is peeking up, but I think that was the bad move to make. Austin will be the first one down to the inside. And now you can
That second pack.
You can slot Charles Sanford down to 4th as the second pack closes up. Williams is going to make a move on Adam Flickinger, though. That could hurt the second pack just as much as it hurt the first pack. Seth Cole trying to take the lead back. It'll be 13 to go at the start-finish line.
What does Sam Young do? Does he help his teammate?
Williams is going to clear just in time. That'll let Keith Rich and Trey Smith get by relatively easily. Tringali and Henderson going to be hurt here, though. And Sam Young will actually hurt his teammate, Vince. Oh, no, wait. He dropped to the bottom in front of Charles Sanford. Next up is Colt Hudson, and then ways up to Will Parrish and Samuel Dyer. Peter Onjak, we know with heavy damage. There's Alexander Rowe now down to 23rd. Rain 22nd. Not sure what happened to her car earlier. She's back here. She must have fixed damage because she's back here with Fitzy and Hamill. There's William Brock, Vargas, Jesse Turner. Scott Roush doing pretty good in debut there in 15th. As McIntyre and Nate Rogers catch Dylan Young. Matt Rod is now behind Jessica Shelton. But he's getting a run there. That is just for the final spot in the top 10. We mentioned the point system, Vince. It's very important. 2-point difference to 10th. And then for every position in the top 10, you go up 2 points to 6th. A 3-point jump to 5th. 2 more 3-point jumps up to 3rd. Then a 4-point jump from 3rd to 2nd. And a 5-point jump from 2nd to the win. As we are 3 wide back here, but they have caught up to the front pack. As Osmaid Hamid leads again. Coming to 11 to go.
Who's the best spotter in this race? It's going to be a 50-50 split. Whoever has the best spotter and whoever can avoid the lap traffic will win this race. Meade seems to have the best car up front, but Oskin, from what I can tell, seems to have the best car in the draft. Could be a mono duels. There we go. Right on cue. Not a lap car. It's Hudson.
And you got to remember, like, we don't know if these guys can even make it on fuel to the end. The window is at max 15 laps, and they pit before 15 to go.
Shelton. And yeah, here we go. Lap car.
Hamid and Seth Cole will get held up the most. Keith Rich is going to get by. Keith Rich up the 3rd. And could Keith Rich repeat what his father did in 2018? Could his first career win be a Daytona 500?
Yeah, the lap car could be up ahead as we see Keith Rich closing the gap. There it is. Peter Onjak.
He's the slowest one. Slowest one on the track, Vince. Oh, I think Oskin's in the wrong lane. Yep, that was not good. Ooh, buddy, that's going to hurt everybody, and that's going to really hurt Sanford now. They're going to have a huge run on him. Oh, we've got a crash. Trey Smith is around. Sam Young was involved. And that's going to bring out a caution.
Change everything.
Leading it at the line will be Charles Sanford with 9 laps to go.
But now everyone's got to pit. I mean, unless you're Matt Ron Shelton that can save enough fuel, everyone should have pit this time, and we'll have a sprint to the finish.
Oh, Oh my goodness, Vince, it's a repeat of last season. Right around this stage of the race, there was a crash, and we had a 4 or 3 lap shootout. Lap cars were in the midst because it's a single file restart. Oh man, if the lap cars don't pit here, that is going to make things really crazy. But right now, if you're behind Peter Onjak, you are not looking good.
We'll see how the pit stops shake things out. But what do you do if you're Sanford now? Now, the other thing is, do you take 2 tires? Do you go with the 4 tires, fuel only? It opens up the door. We saw Nate Rogers in them just lingering back. Does that give us a couple more cars in this main pack? About to find out in about 10 seconds. They make their way through 3 and 4.
We never mentioned the fastest lap in Jerky Pro, but today it's gone to Amanda Evans with a a 44.444.
I don't understand this call from Sanford. Is he going to stay out?
It looks like Keith, Rich, Hamid are coming in. Henderson, Tringali, Hudson, Sam Young, Bouchard, Shelton, who we already saw pit once. Oh, man, the strategy call here, Vince. The strategy call.
I don't understand what Sanford and Oskin are doing. If Rodriguez and Shelton can't make it, I would have came in there. That's a mistake.
Rodriguez stayed out. Shelton came in. Oh, man.
Boy, oh boy, we're about to get spicy. I mean, the only thing I think they're banking on is they make it, stretch it, and hope the lap cars hold them up. It's going to be close. We'll see.
Trey Smith out of the race. We've only got 23 cars on the lead lap. Let's take another look at what caused that third caution of the race. We'll be back for the restart. Taking a look at what brought out our third caution flag of the race, and they're catching the slow car of Onjak here, Vince, and you know we had seen everybody check up. Trey Smith checks up, tries to get to the top, but Sam Young's like, yo, I'm here, bro. Oh, and a heavy lick to the outside wall for the 20 of Trey Smith. And Sam Young just kind of guns it and pushes him around. And now, Vince, we're set up for a restart at Daytona. Oh, man. Things are going to get insane. Let's take you guys to the restart. Getting ready to go back racing with 5 to go, and you might have noticed that there's a different guy leading the race. And that's because Charles Sanford just came down the pit road. I'm not sure what the crew chiefs are thinking with strategy this year, but this is quite insane. Oskin will lead him to the green flag. Seth Cole second. Onjak is a lap down car, and he is the slowest one on track. Matthew Rodriguez third. Christian Vargas fourth. Jesse Turner fifth. Keith Rich in sixth is the first car who came to pit road. So the top 4 plus the lap car of Onjak, for all we know, cannot make it on fuel. We think Matt Rod probably has the best shot. But we're probably going to see what we saw in Jerky Pro, right, Vince? You know, somebody's going to probably run out of fuel here or come straight to pit road after the green, which does not make any sense.
Does not make any sense. But you throw an Onjak who's what, $168? That's it. Oh, this is disaster waiting to happen. I think if Keith Rich and Hamid run away and Fergali, this race is theirs to lose.
The next lap car in the midst of the leaders here is Colt Hudson, and then Logan Williams, who we know is very slow. But it's a single file restart, so these guys are going to be able to jump to the bottom very fast. But just like last year, I think lap down cars are going to play a role here in determining the winner of the first race of the season.
Uh-oh.
As Amanda Evans is somehow short on fuel, she's dropping the pit road. And I'm pretty sure she pit. Fueling issues on the 65. Green flag is back out. And there you can see what the 37's doing. But Matt Rod's going to jump straight to the top. Oh, and if you're on the bottom, can Keith Rich get down low? No, he's going to get held up.
Foster Henderson. Hamid.
Seth Cole will go straight to the inside of Samet Oskin, but can these guys even make it?
If Matt Rod's safe enough, he's got a shot. Everyone else, I don't know.
Oh, Seth Cole. Seth Cole's running out of fuel.
Oh, gotta watch out.
Oh, he's going to pull up right in front of Matt Rod.
Can he get down to pit road now? That's the question.
He's out. Hudson's going to... Oh, Tringali. Oh, Jesse Turner's out of fuel.
He's asking out. He's out.
Keith Rich is coming to pit road for some reason.
What in the...
Oh, and
we
they
got one more.
crashed. They crashed. I think that's the
That's good.
race.
Well, they're going to have to race it back. They're going to have to race it back. Who's leading?
They took it. They took the caution. And it's Osmain Hamid in the lead. If he
Zach, have you
doesn't,
ever seen something like that?
if he doesn't run out of fuel,
Oh, yeah, good point. 'cause
he
we've
has
seen
won
him-
this race. But Matthew Rodriguez was right there.
They're stacking up. Oh, my goodness. What a day.
And I think the officials might have to rethink the 3X package because this is bad.
How did Keith Rich run on the field? Did he just not? I don't know what to say, man. This was one of the most confusing races I think we've ever broadcasted.
Well then, we're gonna go take a look at the caution and come back to end this race under yellow. Taking a look at our race-ending caution flag, and it looks like they're 3 wide, and cars are pitted in front. Alexander Rowe's just going to crowd up into Derek Hamill. Charles Sanford has nowhere to go. Ferranti's going to get clipped. Oh, and Will Parrish with a hard lick into the back of Charles Sanford. And then, oh, Sam Young has nowhere to go. And Parrish gets pushed down to the apron. All these cars slid down relatively quickly, so the damage was minimal. But the caution flag was out right as they came to the line. And look at that, Vince. That's what it came down to. Pending he keeps all the fuel in the tank, Osmain Hamid will be our Daytona 500 winner. But man, let's get you back to live action as we finish this race on the yellow. We're back. We're on the white flag lap. Matthew Rodriguez pit coming to the start-finish line on the first pace lap, which is shocking because we thought he could make it. So Matt Rod gave up second for 22nd. Will Parrish, Sam Young, Alexander Rowe all retiring from the incident. Dylan Young's going to get up to 27th here unless he pits. Which Onjak was on pit road there. But wow, yeah, the officials are really going to have to think about this decision to switch to 4X in trucks and 3X in Cup. Because it looks like the fuel tanks just can't hold as much fuel as they thought they could. And, you know, this was this has to be hands down the worst Daytona 500 we have seen in history. But on the positive side, Front Row Motorsports had 2 rookie drivers win multiple races last year. They got to expand to a 3-car effort. They switched to Dodge. They got Bang Energy to come on board. And if Osmain Hamid doesn't pull down the pit road, they will start off their 2021 season with a win. And Hamid will all Hamid will have to do to make the playoffs is be top 25 in the point standings at the end of the regular season. As they come into the tri-oval, it's the first time we're ending this race under caution, but it'll be Osmain Hamid winning the 2021 Daytona 500 in the NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. Foster Henderson second. Nico Tringali third. Last year's Daytona 500 winner Jessica Shelton in fourth. Daniel Bouchard fifth. Nate Rogers 6th. Levi McIntyre 7th. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. 8th. Scott Roush 9th. And Allison Rain will round out the top 10. Dylan Young will actually come home 28th. He was too many laps down to pass Alexander Rowe. William Brock 11th. Ferranti 12th. Charles Sanford back up to 14th. Oskin 15th. Seth Cole 16th. Keith Rich 18th. I mean, just so many cars that were fast ruined by not being able to make it on fuel or having some sort of fueling issue. And then everybody that retired from today's event. Vince, can you sum this race up in one word for me?
Speechless. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. Like I feel like there's two things that just didn't make sense today, right? Obviously, the package is the package, the strategy package, but I don't know what the crew chiefs were thinking too on the top of the bus. They did not think that we could make it. I don't know. I mean, you got to feel for some people. Like, probably the biggest one is Sanford, man. He had that thing locked up, and then collusion happened on the pit road.
That'll do it for us today. And we will see you guys next week for Sebring, which will hopefully be a more common sense filled strategy race.